Well, hello there again, everybody. This is Marvelous Mark with your main event review for October 24th, 2012. This week's show is coming to you from the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, Rhode Island. And now we're back to status quo, I guess you could say, with Michael Cole and The Miz on commentary this week instead of JBL. And then one thing that they've done ever since the show began 3 weeks ago is that they've shown profiles of the two combatants in the main event match. This week it's no different because they start their profile on Ryback and basically his path to destruction from when he debuted back in April up to now, going into Hell in a Cell weekend on Sunday. That's basically what they do about Ryback. They just do that. Then when they profile Ziggler, he's basically putting himself over. And you got Booker T talking about him, and you got comedian Will Sasso from Mad TV. Also, and along with David Otunga, he's talking about him as well. Then you get interviews for both of them. Matt Striker's interviewing Ryback, and basically Ryback, all he says is, "It's feeding time." And then you got Josh Matthews talking to Ziggler in the locker room area. He basically has no comment, and Matthews is trying to pry information out of him, and basically Ziggler has to kick him out of the locker room area. So then we get to the match itself, Ryback against Dolph Ziggler, and you notice there's no Vicky Guerrero out there because as of Monday night she is now the managing supervisor on Monday Night Raw after the resigning of AJ Lee as general manager. And one thing I will say about this match, I get that you want to make Ryback as strong as possible to make him seem like he is a logical, serious challenger for the WWE title, which he is. But at the same time, you're making your Money in the Bank winner look like a complete bitch. I'm sorry here, but it's just like, it's kind of like when Daniel Bryan won the Money in the Bank last year. They made him look like complete shit until they put the title on him after he beat Big Show in 45 seconds. And they're doing the same thing with Dolph Ziggler. I mean, he's beating people like Zack Ryder. It's like, who isn't beating Zack Ryder these days? But that's really no excuse to make Dolph Ziggler look like a complete bitch against Ryback. Even if you want to make Ryback look as strong as possible. Ziggler barely got any offense in this match. The first part of the match, about all he did was run. He ran to the back, and then they went to commercial, and then coming back from the commercial, Ryback's got him up on his shoulders, and he just pretty much laid waste to him. He probably wasn't even a 10-minute match. Ziggler got hit with the shell shock, and that was it. Then they showed that clip from Monday Night Raw where Vince McMahon and AJ Lee were out in the ring after their emergency meeting with the board of directors, and she was forced to resign her position as GM because of fraternizing with the talent, I guess you could say. Then Vince basically goes on to announce Vicky Guerrero as the new managing supervisor, I guess. And the thing is about this, that she had to resign because supposedly she had an affair with John Cena. Okay. And Vicky, I'm guessing outed them, I guess, as supposedly a couple. They've never said this before, that they had some kind of some business dinner or something like that, and some people took it the wrong way, supposedly like that, but if anybody knows about fraternizing with the talent, it would be Vicky Guerrero, because if I recall correctly, when she was the SmackDown general manager, she was kind of having an affair with the WWE champion at the time, which was the rated R superstar Edge, the 2012 Hall of Famer. So, isn't that kind of the pot calling the kettle black a little bit? Then they also showed from Monday night, right after the largest lumberjack match in Raw history between CM Punk and Sheamus after Punk ended up winning the match due to Big Show interference. He didn't even get a chance to celebrate his win because Ryback came running down the ring and he basically laid waste to Punk. Punk tried to get away a couple times. He got thrown back in by the lumberjacks, and Ryback basically laid waste to him. So they were just having you think that, boy, Punk's really got an uphill climb on Sunday night now, doesn't he? And that would lead to sort of an in-ring interview. Michael Cole and The Miz were in the ring, and they went to talk to Paul Heyman, who was appearing on the Titantron. And without getting into too much detail about what Heyman said, he more or less just states that at Hell in a Cell on Sunday night, CM Punk will feed Ryback his first loss, and then he will still be the best in the world. So then there was another match on the card. It was Sin Cara against Alberto Del Rio. Yes, it's not a match I haven't seen before already. Match lasted a few minutes. ADR ends up going over with the cross-arm breaker. Then afterwards, he's got a microphone, and him and Ricardo are basically mocking Randy Orton, and talking about millions of dollars, and saying, "I've already got millions of dollars," and you see Ricardo doing the primetime player dance, and looked like he was mocking them as well, which predictably brings them out to the ring. And when I first saw this, I'm thinking, God, what is the... Okay, why are they coming on here? Is this going to be like a face turn for the PT players? No. What it is Del Rio saying that I'm not your enemy, Sin Cara is your enemy. So he ends up kicking him, and then you have a three-way beatdown, and then finally you get an appearance by the Apex Predator, Randy Orton. God, this would have been nice to see on Monday Night Raw, but I guess better late than never. Then basically what this leads up to is that there's going to be a 6-man tag team match next week between ADR and the Primetime Players against Randy Orton, Sin Cara, and Rey Mysterio. So if anything, it's set up what next week's main event's going to be, and I guess it did what that needed to do, I suppose. Alright, my final thoughts on this show. I thought they made Ryback like ridiculously strong in this match, and, well, I stopped short of saying that they buried Ziggler in this match, because they didn't bury him, but they sure as hell didn't do him any favors. Made him look pretty weak, if you ask me. And as far as the match between ADR and Sin Cara, I mean, it was alright for what it was. And it did set up next week's match, so it did a good job in that regard. But anyway, let me know what you thought down below, and subscribe up above if you haven't already. I am Marvelous Mark, signing off for the Off the Rope Show. Since 2010, we've been entertaining ourselves while you watch us. Good night, everybody.